Sometime in 1978, Gauridas Pandit writes to Satsvarup. Gauridas Pandit writes a letter to Satsvarup complaining that Srila Prabhupada had only authorized a Ritvik representative system and not gurus. Gauridas says that when he left India in mid-July of 1977, he understood clearly what Srila Prabhupada had instructed. He attended the meetings Srila Prabhupada held with Tamal Krishna, as Srila Prabhupada described the system for initiations that he wanted established. Those meetings culminated in Tamal Krishna writing the July 9th directive. He was also in the meetings prior to the May 28th meeting, when Srila Prabhupada originally said he would select some men who would act as Ritvik representatives, and that was for after he departs. So according to Gauridas Pandit, that July 9th letter was intended by Srila Prabhupada as the system for initiations for then and, more importantly, for after Srila Prabhupada departed. A week after Srila Prabhupada signed the final version of that letter, Gauridas had to leave India as the government refused to extend his visa any longer. When he left, he assumed the system that Srila Prabhupada had instructed and documented via the July 9th letter would be the path the GBC would follow after Prabhupada's disappearance. But in 1978, the GBC chose a totally different path, this multi-guru path, which they, the GBC, and not Srila Prabhupada, authorized. The GBC authorized the Ritviks to act as gurus, not Srila Prabhupada. Sometime later in 1978, after the zonal acharya system was set up, Gauridas Pandit wrote a letter to Satsvarup Maharaj explaining that Srila Prabhupada never authorized anyone to become a guru, and that the only system he authorized was the continuation of the Ritvik acharya, or the Ritvik representative system of the acharya. From what I have been able to put together, it appears that Satsvarup and the GBC rejected and ignored Gauridas's claims. Obviously, whether or not Satsvarup Prabhu wrote the GBC official record of the May 28th meeting or not, he signed on to it anyway. And so he was under the total understanding, as were the whole rest of the GBC, that the GBC, the faulty, misleading, and totally wrong GBC record of that May 28th meeting was the system that Srila Prabhupada had said he wanted. So obviously when they saw Gauridas Pandit write this, he misunderstood. Gauridas Pandit didn't know. They knew. So obviously they just ignored him, rejected and ignored his claims.